Come in, beloved. Let your soul breathe. Let your mind grow still. You've been moving through heavy days, carrying silent questions that no one sees, but heaven sees. And today, you're not here by accident. You've been pulled by something deeper, something sacred. Because there's a message your spirit is finally ready to hear, that God is moving in ways that defy logic. And what seems delayed, what feels like it's unraveling, is really the setting for something no one expects. The hour is late, but heaven is never late. And the closer you get to the promise, the more confusing the process may feel. People are watching you now, not always with compassion, some with curiosity, some with disbelief, some with quiet jealousy masked in silence. But what they don't know, what even you don't fully see yet, is that God has hidden something holy in your story. The 11th hour is not the end. It is the moment of divine reversal. And while the world watches your waiting, God is preparing your revealing. It will not happen the way they think. It will not come from the places they expect. You will not be rescued by people you counted on. You will not be carried by familiar hands. This is between you and God. And when it happens, no one will be able to take the credit but Him. You are standing at the edge of a holy unveiling. You've wept in silence, prayed in the dark, stood alone when others walked away. You've questioned your own worth and wondered if you misunderstood the promise. But God never changes His mind about what He spoke over you. Even when people change, even when circumstances fall apart, even when time seems to have run out, the 11th hour is when heaven interrupts everything. Just when the crowd believes the story is over, just when the enemy begins to rejoice, just when your hands feel empty, that's when the revelation comes. And what is revealed is not just what you'll receive, but who you've become. We're never just waiting for a breakthrough. God was shaping you into the vessel that could carry it. Can you feel it now? The shift in the air? The whisper in your soul that something is turning. It's quiet, but it's coming. And it will not miss you. You've seen delays. You've felt forgotten. But heaven has not looked away for a moment. The angels are moving. Strategically, quietly, with purpose. Not to impress the world, but to glorify the one who sent them. And when the revelation comes, it won't just bless you. It will humble those who watched your pain and misunderstood it. It will be a lesson. A light, a lifting of the veil. So hold on, beloved. You are closer than you think. You are not failing. You are not forgotten. You are not unworthy. This is just the part of the story that will make the rest undeniable. And if this word is confirming something deep in your spirit, I gently invite you to pause and let it settle. Then, when you're ready, subscribe to receive more of this peace, spiritual guidance that meets you in your stillness. Leave a comment if your heart is stirred, or if you need prayer. Let this be a sacred space, not just a video, but a refuge. And if this message has gently met your soul today, you can support the channel with a super thanks, not out of pressure, but as a way to help these words reach more hearts and allow this sanctuary of peace to grow. We move not in fame, but in quiet faith. You may feel small in this moment, but what God is doing in you is mighty, and soon what was hidden will be seen. Not to glorify you, but to glorify the one who carried you through what no one saw. The 11th hour revelation is not for show. It is sacred, and it's near. So take a deep breath, beloved. Heaven is not done. Even if everyone is watching, they're not ready for what God is about to do. But you will be, because He has prepared you for such a time as this. Keep walking, keep believing, and keep your spirit open. We'll continue this journey in part 2. Heaven has more to reveal. Welcome back, dear soul. Let your spirit breathe again. This is holy ground. Not because of the place you sit, but because of the presence that meets you here. You have walked through storms that should have drowned you, but you're still standing, not by your strength, but by grace. And this grace, It's carrying you straight into the 11th hour. This is the hour where miracles arrive in silence, where the shift happens when no one expects it, where God answers after everyone else has already stopped looking. Yes, people are watching. But no, they're not ready for what's coming, because what God is about to do won't just bless you. It will astound those who labeled you, underestimated you, left you, not for revenge, but for revelation, for redemption. God is about to reveal what He never stopped building in the quiet, in the delay, in the moments when you felt like nothing was working. It's been working. You just couldn't see it yet. There are some blessings God hides until the last moment, so that no one can interfere with them. Not even you. And now, you're stepping into the place where heaven's timing begins to make sense. It won't be loud, but it will be clear. It won't be rushed, but it will be right on time. And when it happens, you won't need to prove yourself. God will do that for you. There's someone listening now who has tried everything to stay strong. You've smiled through pain. You've encouraged others while silently breaking inside. You've obeyed even when obedience cost you everything familiar. And maybe you've wondered, did I misunderstand the promise? Did I miss it somehow? Has the window closed? No, the promise was never in danger. The window was never locked. The delay was not denial, it was preparation. Because what's coming is not small. It's not ordinary, it's not for show. It's for purpose. There's a deeper reason you've been hidden. Why your prayers didn't get the immediate yes. Why others were chosen before you. Why doors closed, even when you did everything right. God wasn't punishing you, He was preserving you. For something no one else could carry. No one else could walk. He kept you for the 11th hour, because that's when the world finally goes quiet enough to see what only heaven could write. You see, when everyone's watching, God doesn't perform, He unveils. And when He unveils, it's never about applause. It's about truth. It's about love. It's about purpose that outlives popularity. So don't be afraid of the silence around you now. Don't be discouraged by the slow steps. Don't mistake stillness for stagnation. You are moving, just not at the world's pace. You are growing, even if no one sees it yet. And what you carry is too sacred to be rushed. The 11th hour is Koti. Not about speed, it's about surprise. God saves the most holy things for last, so they are never tampered with by those who don't understand them. That includes relationships, callings, open doors, healing, and the kind of restoration that only the Spirit can orchestrate. You are about to see why it took so long. You are about to see why it had to be this way. And when it unfolds, you will weep, not because of the pain, but because the purpose finally makes sense. You will smile, not because you proved them wrong, but because you finally saw God was right all along. And beloved, if this message is stirring something inside of you, I gently invite you to stay connected. Subscribe so that these words can keep finding you when you need them most. Leave a comment below, even just a word or a prayer, so this space becomes more than a screen, but a sacred ground we walk together. If your heart has been touched today and you feel led, you can also leave a super thanks, not for me, but for the unseen ones this message will now reach. It's how we keep this light burning and how peace keeps flowing to the weary and the waiting. No one may be ready for what's coming, but you are. Because God didn't just prepare the blessing, He prepared you. You didn't miss it. You're not too late. You are right on time for the 11th hour. The moment where the last become first. The moment where the overlooked are anointed. The moment where everything hidden is crowned in glory. So breathe, trust, and rest in this. God never needed an audience to validate His miracle. But when it comes, even the doubters will be left in holy silence, because no one will be able to deny that God's hand has been on your life all along. Join me in part 3, where the final movement begins to unfold. The last shall be revealed. Welcome back, beloved. You've come so far, and this is the part of the story where the veil is lifting. You've walked through the waiting. You've endured the silence. You've stood quietly while the world moved on without answers, but heaven never moved on. Heaven moved in. And now, in the sacred stillness of the 11th hour, God is preparing to reveal what no one saw coming. Not even you. Yes, everyone will be watching, but no one will be ready. Because what God is about to do can't be explained. It must be witnessed. This is the hour where divine timing overtakes earthly planning, where what seemed impossible becomes undeniable, and not because you strived harder, not because you pushed your way to the front, but because you surrendered, because you trusted, because you kept walking with tears in your eyes and hope flickering like a candle in the wind. You held on. Even when your hands were shaking. You chose faith when fear begged you to quit. And now, the shift begins. The 11th hour is not a time of chaos. It's a time of quiet glory. Heaven does not rush. Heaven reveals, and the revelation coming to your life will silence questions. It will settle confusion. It will hush the noise of criticism and doubt, because when God reveals His hand, no one can speak against it. They can try, but the fruit will testify louder than their opinions. You've been misread, even dismissed, but none of that matters now. Because God is about to write the final chapter of this season with His own hand. The same people who overlook you will witness the overflow. Not because you need their approval, but because God delights in vindicating the humble. This is your moment. But it's not just about you. There's someone watching your journey. Someone silently hoping God is real, and they'll believe because of what He does in your life. You are the evidence that faith was never in vain. You are the living proof that God does not forget the quiet ones. The revelation isn't just what you receive, it's what you become. More grounded, more whole, more aware of the one who carried you. And in this moment, your soul begins to understand. It was never just about the answer. It was about the awakening. You are awake now. Awake to who you are. Awake to who He is. Awake to the purpose that no delay could ever steal. The 11th hour is not a deadline. It's a doorway. A passage into everything you were always meant to walk in. But now with wisdom. Now with deeper peace. Now with eyes wide open to grace. Breathe this in. Let it settle in your spirit that no one may be ready for it. But it doesn't matter. God is. And He's bringing it forth for His glory. For your healing. For the next chapter that begins with beauty instead of brokenness. You've been faithful over little. Now watch Him trust you with more. You've poured out when no one noticed. Now see how heaven repays in ways the world could never match. There's a deep hush coming. A holy stillness when what God releases will stop time. You won't need to speak. The miracle will speak for itself. You won't need to prove. The fruit will prove what was planted in quiet obedience. And when it comes, you'll know it wasn't the reward for performance. It was the reflection of His promise. So if this has touched your heart, and you feel the Spirit gently moving, pause with me here. Let this moment become a sacred exchange. And if your heart is stirred, subscribe for more words like this, messages that are more like soul whispers than noise. Leave a comment if you need prayer, or if something holy awakened in you. Let's walk this path together. You're not alone. And if you feel led, you can bless this channel with a super thanks. Not out of obligation, but to help this light continue to shine, to reach the next soul on the edge of giving up. Your kindness makes this peace possible for someone else. Dear one, don't fear the 11th hour. Embrace it. It means you've outlasted the doubt. You've endured the test. And now, you're about to see why it was all worth it. Heaven hasn't forgotten you. It has been watching with love, waiting for this very hour to unveil what your heart has longed for. It's coming. And it's coming fast, not because of who you are in their eyes, but because of who you are in His chosen, called, covered, carried, crowned. Let it be done. Let it unfold. Let heaven reveal what only heaven could write. The story isn't over. It's just beginning, and this time with glory. You're here again, beloved. And I honor the courage it takes to keep showing up, even when you're tired, even when the world keeps moving and your prayers seem unanswered. But let me tell you this gently. Heaven is not slow. Heaven is strategic. What looks like a delay is often divine choreography, because the 11th hour is not random, it is holy. It is chosen. It is where the impossible finally bows before the unshakable. And God, He's not looking at how many people are watching. He's not concerned with who believes and who doubts. He's focused on one thing: your heart. Your readiness, not your perfection, not your performance, but your posture. You see, the 11th hour revelation doesn't come to the proud. It comes to the surrendered. The ones who let go of needing to be seen, so they can be filled by the unseen. That's you. Whether you feel strong or fragile today, heaven sees you as yielded. And that is more powerful than anything else. So now we go deeper, because the 11th hour revelation isn't just a breakthrough, it's a reintroduction. God is about to reintroduce you to the world. Not the version of you they remember. Not the version shaped by pain, or silence, or misunderstanding, but the version refined by fire, formed in the quiet, protected by grace, anointed in secret. You are about to walk out of everything that once held you back, not crawling, not limping, but radiant. Not because you fought your way through, but because you surrendered your will and trusted the whisper over the noise. And when you step into this next season, don't expect them to understand. Some won't be ready. Some will question. Some will stay silent. But none of that matters. Because when God reveals, He also shields. No weapon formed against this season will prosper. No voice of criticism will uproot what He plants. No confusion will cloud what He makes clear. Because this time, your steps are ordered. Your name is known in heaven. Your purpose is backed by the throne of grace. Even now, there are doors unlocking that you don't see. Hearts softening that you haven't met. Provision preparing itself to meet your need. This is the nature of the 11th hour. It moves silently. But it moves with force. You've wondered if you'll miss it. You won't. You've asked if you're worthy. You are. You've cried over what didn't happen. But you're about to rejoice over what only heaven could bring to life. So don't give up now. Not when the hour is this close. Not when the wind is shifting. Not when the heavens are stirring. If you've been hearing the same whisper in your spirit, as you hear in these words, let that be your confirmation. Yes, this message is for you. Yes, God still has a plan. Yes, you are still in the story. And yes, the end will be more beautiful than the pain it took to get here. So stay close, beloved. Let your spirit remain open. If this has spoken to something deep in you, you are lovingly invited to subscribe. This is more than a channel, it's a sanctuary for the soul. Leave a comment if you need prayer. Speak your heart, and let this be holy ground we share. And if you feel led, you can offer a super thanks, not out of pressure, but to help keep these messages flowing to others who feel as weary as you once did. Your kindness becomes a light in someone else's night. This revelation, it's not coming to entertain, it's coming to restore, to realign, to remind you God keeps His word. Even in the final moments, especially in the final moments, because the 11th hour is where He loves to reveal what eyes have not seen and ears have not heard. No one may be ready for what's coming, but your heart is. It has been trained in silence. It has been strengthened through surrender. So now, let the old fall away. Let the new arise. Let heaven finish what it started in you. The hour is late, but grace is not. There is still time for everything God promised you, and it's closer than you think. We'll meet again in part 5. The unveiling is only just beginning. You've returned, beloved. And with every part of this journey, your spirit is stretching, opening, preparing. Not just for a blessing, but for a revealing. You've walked through hidden seasons. You've endured long chapters of silence. You've watched others rise while you stood still, trusting God with tears in your eyes and aching hope in your chest. And now in the 11th hour, heaven is writing a finale no one saw coming. They thought they knew how your story would end. They thought your delay was your denial. But they didn't know. God was never done. You've been held in His hand the entire time. And now, the hand that held you is about to lift you, not to prove anything, but to fulfill everything. Because when God speaks a promise, it never returns void. You've waited long enough. Not just for the promise to appear, but for your heart to be able to hold it. God wasn't just working on the blessing. He was working on you, and He's done something beautiful in the quiet. He's taught you to depend on His voice more than validation. He's trained you to walk by faith when no one was clapping. He's deepened your roots so that what comes next won't shake you. Because what's coming is weighty. It's glorious. It's heavy with heaven's fingerprints. It had to be prepared in secret, so no one could corrupt it, so no one could claim they built it. So that when it appears, it will be unmistakable, that only God could do it. The 11th hour revelation is not for attention. It is for alignment. It is for glory. It is for the lifting up of God's name through the lifting up of your life. And beloved, you will not be the same. This isn't about returning to what was lost. This is about stepping into what never existed before. A new dimension, a new depth, a new clarity. A new anointing that was birthed in the fire of your waiting. You didn't waste time. You were being transformed. And now, heaven is clearing the path for what has been promised. Even now, there are people being prepared to meet you. Opportunities aligning to find you. Healing rising to restore you, not because you demanded it, but because you humbled yourself and trusted the process. Now is the time where the faithful are revealed, where the hidden are unveiled, where the forgotten are remembered. You've asked, why did it have to be so long, Lord? And He whispers now, because what I've built in you couldn't be rushed. You're not just receiving a gift, you've become one. You've become the testimony. You've become the light. You've become the evidence that God still moves in power in hearts that yield. So don't shrink back. Don't apologize for the favor. Don't explain the blessing. Simply receive it. Walk in it and give all glory to the one who never let go of you. If this message has met you in your secret place, pause now. Let this moment be sacred. Let your soul drink deeply from the peace that only God provides. And if you feel led to journey with this sanctuary again, you're invited to subscribe so that heaven's whispers continue to find you in the stillness. Share your prayer in the comments. Leave a word of reflection. Make this space not just a message, but a resting place for many. And if this message has blessed your soul, you can support this channel with a super thanks, as a quiet way of helping this peace reach others who are walking the same quiet roads you've walked. Every small seed helps keep the river flowing. Every act of kindness becomes a light for someone else. The 11th hour isn't the end. It's the opening of everything God has been holding back until now. And though everyone may be watching, they're not ready for what heaven is releasing, but you are. You're ready because you've been prepared in the fire. You've been purified in the waiting. You've been chosen, not for comfort, but for calling. You've been entrusted with the kind of breakthrough that points back to Jesus. And now, the story continues. Not with striving, but with surrender. Not with noise, but with peace. Not with panic, but with purpose. The 11th hour revelation is about to unfold. And this time, you won't just be a part of it, you'll carry it. With humility, with honor, with heaven's hand guiding every step. Beloved, you've made it here, to the final part. But in truth, this is not the end. It's the beginning of something heaven has been quietly preparing for a long, long time. You've walked with tears in your eyes. You've carried hope when it barely had strength to breathe. You've watched the clock and wondered if God would really come through. Now, the hour has come. The 11th hour. And what once felt like the end of your strength is becoming the start of His unveiling. Not everyone will understand it. Some will question how you got here. But they weren't there. When you knelt in silence, when you cried in the night, when you worshipped with nothing left to give but trust. And it is that trust, that quiet surrender, that has brought heaven to your side. Not performance. Not perfection. Just pure faith that refused to give up. You see, the 11th hour revelation isn't just about sudden blessing. It's about divine reversal, where the overlooked are brought forward, where the rejected are restored, where the weary are wrapped in glory. You thought you were forgotten, but you were being saved for this moment. You thought your delay meant denial, but it was divine strategy. God was hiding you in the cleft of the rock until it was safe to reveal what He's been building within you. Now the curtains are being drawn, and the world is about to see what only heaven has known. You were chosen, appointed, prepared, protected. You didn't just survive. You became a vessel. You became the message. And now, the unveiling begins. Watch as the things you once chased begin to find you. Watch as the people who dismissed you begin to whisper your name in awe, not because of you, but because of what God did through you. There's no pride here, just peace. There's no vengeance here, just vindication. There is a stillness that comes when God moves so clearly, so powerfully, that all the noise goes quiet. That is what's coming for you. Not a loud parade, but a holy hush. When the thing God promised finally arrives in full view of those who thought it was too late. And in that moment, you won't even need to explain, because peace will be your proof. Joy will be your language. And presence, His presence, will surround you like light. So don't be afraid of what's coming. It is not here to disrupt you. It is here to reward you, to release you, to restore you. You are not just being blessed. You are being trusted. Trusted to carry influence without pride. Trusted to walk in favor without forgetting where you came from. Trusted to speak truth with compassion. This is what the 11th hour does. It changes everything. But most of all, it reveals what cannot be shaken. You've become unshakable. Not because you didn't fall, but because every fall taught you how to rise again, with grace, with clarity, with God. Now is the time to rise, to receive, to rejoice without shame. Not because your story is perfect, but because your surrender was real. And beloved, if this message is spoken to your soul, if it feels like it was written just for you, that's not by accident. That's alignment. That's God drawing near. So I gently invite you now. Subscribe if you haven't already. Not just to hear more, but to continue being part of this sacred space, where weary hearts are lifted and wandering souls come home. Leave your reflection in the comments. Speak your prayer aloud if you feel led. Let this moment be a place where heaven hears us. And if this message has truly blessed you, you're welcome to support this sanctuary with a super thanks. Not out of obligation, but out of gratitude. Your offering helps this piece reach further, so that someone else on the edge of despair might find light in their own 11th hour. You have become a carrier of that light. So let it shine. Because here's the truth. The world may be watching, but it is heaven who writes your story, and heaven is not done. Not by far. This is the hour where everything changes. So rise now, child of God. With grace in your step, glory on your path, and peace in your heart. You've waited well. You've believed through the silence. You've loved God more than the promise. And now, the promise is here. The revelation is ready. Step into it. Own it. Live it. Let every breath you take testify to the goodness of the one who never let go, even in the 11th hour. Especially in the 11th hour. God was always right on time. And so are you. Your soul still wants to linger. Not for more words, but for more of God, more of the peace you've tasted in the stillness, more of the sacred reassurance that even now you are not forgotten. This is not just another chapter. This is the moment before the moment. The deep inhale before destiny unfolds. Everyone will be watching. But still, no one is ready. Because what God is about to do in your life is not ordinary. It is not explainable. It is not expected. It is divine. And it has been perfectly preserved for the 11th hour. This is where heaven does what no one imagined. Where prayers whispered in private become declarations fulfilled in public. Where the one who was last becomes the light that leads others home. You never needed to chase a platform. You never had to strive to be seen. Because when God reveals, He does so in a way that no hand can stop. There's no force, no failure, no forgotten moment in your past that can cancel what God is releasing now. He has waited for your heart to mature, for your spirit to become steady, for your soul to fall in love with Him. Not just what He gives. And beloved, you've done it. You've stayed, you've trusted. You've kept walking with no map, only faith. And now, the wind is shifting. Can you feel it? Something is coming that doesn't feel like anything you've known. It's not loud, but it's life-changing. It's not dramatic, but it's drenched in glory. The 11th hour is not about proving anything. It's about revealing everything that's always been inside you. The courage, the anointing, the wisdom, the gentleness, the strength that no one applauded, but God noticed. This is not your collapse. This is your coronation. You are not too late. You are not behind. You are not too broken. You are right on time for everything heaven has prepared. Don't look at who's watching. Don't fix your eyes on who left, who doubted, who failed to believe. Look at the one who stayed. The one who sat with you in the midnight hour. The one who comforted you when your hands were empty and your heart was heavy. That same God is about to show you why He made you wait. Because this blessing, this revelation, this divine release was not meant to be shared too soon. It would have been crushed under immaturity. It would have been misunderstood. It would have fallen into the wrong hands, but not now. Now you are ready, ready to carry what cannot be measured, ready to walk with weighty peace, ready to live like you know you're held. So here, at the close of this sacred journey, I bless your steps. I bless your breath. I bless your rising and your resting. And I say to you, the time has come. The veil is lifting. The stone is rolling. The silence is ending. Let it come. Let it find you. Let it fall into your life like holy rain. And let the world watch. Let them wonder. Let them witness the goodness of a faithful God in the life of a surrendered soul. You are that soul. You are the vessel. You are the testimony. And beloved, you are never alone. If this message has embraced your spirit today, I gently invite you to stay connected. Subscribe to receive more of what your soul needs. Peaceful, spirit-filled words to keep you anchored. Share this with someone who's waiting at their own 11th hour. Let them know God hasn't forgotten them either. Leave a prayer in the comments. Or simply write, I'm still trusting. Let it be a seed of faith for the next one who reads it. And if this message has truly blessed your heart, consider leaving a super thanks. Not for recognition, but to help this sanctuary remain open. For every soul searching for light in the dark. Every offering keeps the river flowing. Every gift expands the reach of the whisper that saved you. So now, breathe, rest, trust. You've come through the waiting. You've held on through the wilderness. And now, the revelation is upon you. The 11th hour has arrived. And the one who promised has never failed. Step forward in faith. Step forward in worship. Step forward in quiet, steady joy. Everyone may be watching, but it's heaven who is smiling. And heaven has never stopped writing your name into the story that only grace could create. Let it unfold, beloved. Let it be. The final surprise is love, and it's yours. Now, forever, and always.